Rome. You've heard of it. They built roads, had gladiator fights, and basically ruled the Western world. Then, they died. Whoops! But how does one of the greatest empires in history go from this Q grand map to this Q guy roasting rats over fire? Let's explain the fall of the Roman Empire as dumbly as possible. Rome started as a tiny village on the Tiber River. It eventually grew into one of the biggest empires ever. Legend says twin brothers Romulus and Remus founded Rome after being raised by a wolf. Over the centuries, Rome kept beating its neighbors, like Carthage in the Punic Wars, and gobbling up land. Julius Caesar's nephew Octavian later took over, and in 27 BC he was given the name Augustus, becoming the first Roman emperor. Under Augustus and his successors, Rome enjoyed a long era of relative peace, the Pax Romana. They built amazing stuff like straight roads, aqueducts, colosseums, and temples. Then things got weird. By the mid-200s, AD Rome was basically falling apart. Emperors were being assassinated or overthrown all the time. In fact, about 20 different guys snatched the crown in just 75 years. Government corruption was rampant. Bribery, nepotism, and shady backroom deals were everywhere. The empire was spending tons of money on wars, public works, and fancy parties, so taxes went through the roof. Meanwhile, emperors kept minting cheap coins, with less silver to pay the bills, which caused runaway inflation and wrecked the economy. Barbarians, yo! All that chaos left Rome wide open for attacks. In 410 AD, the Visigoths, a Germanic tribe, actually walked into Rome and sacked the city. Then, in 455 AD, the Vandals from North Africa looted Rome for 2 whole weeks. And in the 400s and 50s, Attila the Hun stormed through northern Italy, devastating cities, though he never quite reached Rome. Meanwhile, the empire had been split in two. In 285 AD, Emperor Diocletian just got fed up and carved Rome in half, a western half and an eastern half. The East, with its capital at Byzantium, Constantinople, stayed rich and strong, while the western half kept bleeding out. Religion in the empire was changing too. Rome went from a bunch of pagan gods to Christianity real quick. Emperor Constantine legalized Christianity, and by 380 AD it was the official state religion. This shift freaked out the old-school Romans. Traditional festivals and temples were being replaced by churches, and popes even started meddling in politics. By 476 AD, it was game over for the West. That year, a Germanic general named Odoacer marched into Italy and forced the last Western emperor, a kid nicknamed Romulus Augustulus, to abdicate. No more emperor. The Western Roman Empire was done. In short, it was a perfect storm of screw-ups. Too many emperors and civil wars, corrupt officials, bankrupt treasury, religious upheaval, and barbarians knocking on the door. It all added up. Basically, everything went wrong at once, and that's why Rome fell. The eastern side hung on for a millennium, though. Bad leadership, wild spending, inflation, civil wars, Christianization, and hordes of Goths and Huns. Mix it all together, and boom, empire gone. And yes, Vandals literally gave us the word vandalism for a reason. So why did the greatest empire in history fall? Because it got too big, too greedy, too torn by civil wars, crushed by taxes, drained of trust, and way too drunk. The lesson? Don't expand too fast. Pay your soldiers properly. And most importantly, never give a horse a government job. The Roman Empire took 1,000 years to build, but just a few clumsy moves to collapse. Want to hear more hilarious falls from history? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.